All right, hello and welcome to episode 0 of Those Who Cope. This is a podcast created by myself, Lam, and my good friend or guildmate. I think you can pretty much call him a colleague at this point, my friend Funky. I will be your main host and the one who just rambles to my co-host during our podcast episodes. And I do hope my voice or background chatter doesn't sound too British or annoying because you're going to probably be hearing a lot of it. It's all a work in progress and based on feedback, so we'll be adjusting things here and there once we get a good idea of how these episodes are going. I do like to mention also we have a very potty mouth at the best of times, so these podcasts are not recommended for anyone who takes offense to swearing or mentions of explicit content. We won't be flashing a pair of tits on the screen, but we will be talking about said pair of tits. So, what's this all about? Why do I see a fox and a pair of eyes lighting up here with British vocals in the background? Well, Funky and I were both the leaders of a hardcore MMO guild, looking forward to, really should say, coping very hard for multiple MMOs in this golden age of new releases. Or to be honest, I would just accept anything that functions. Anyway, we put together this podcast because we're very down bad for anything MMO related. We thought as we sit here in Discord VC, chatting all night long, discussing MMOs in general for hours, we might as well stream it and have our members hop on to foster a better community where we actually do the things that we joined this guild for, MMO related, of course. We hope to, in the future, have outside guests providing their input on topics of discussion and maybe even an active chat in the future. So, yeah, that's the things we are anticipating. We hope to discuss topics from questing and lore to loot systems and add-ons, meters, a lot of hot topics at the moment, especially within the Ashes of Creation community. Those would definitely be talked about later on. But yeah, we're trying to come to certain conclusions about these things, and well, it's better to just try and get input from the wider community in general. So plaster our face on here and see where it goes. But of course, this is an introductory episode, so I'd like to give a little background about myself as I will be hosting these. I go by Lamzy, but most people just refer to me as Lam, hence the 3 letters. Unfortunately, I've played a lot of MMOs for the majority of my lifetime. It's pretty shocking. Pre 2007 RuneScape when I was like 6 or 7. OSRS recently. WoW, all the expansions. Love WoW. ESO, Albion. Played a bunch of classic games such as Aeon Classic, Arcade Classic. Me and Funky have been around the board. Guild Wars 2, New World, so on and so forth. Several thousand hours sunk into those bad boys. So naturally, I'd end up being a part of leadership of a hardcore MMO guild. Of course, we'll do the fun fact. If you were to give me a cheeseburger, it would count as an assassination attempt in court. I am definitely allergic to most things that are nice in this world, and yeah. Nothing really much else to bring up for me. I like
This motherfucker gets sent to hospital multiple times.
multiple times. Yes. It's a normal day. Right. I like to think I'm a rather simple man. Big numbers and health bars increasing makes my neurons activate. So, yeah, there's not really much else to say. Funky, I'll pass over to you. Do you want to give a little introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure, sounds good, man. Usually on the Ethernet slash Discord and MMOs, I go around by Funky Fox, apart from New World, where you named me Furry Fox. But we will not talk about that one.
Oh, yes, we can cover that.
Apart from that, currently a co-leader of a European hardcore guild called Quintessence, and when it comes to MMOs and games, well, MMOs in particular, I have same as you, a couple of thousand hours sunk into New World, Albion, Aeon, Aeon Classic, what was it all? Arcade, and other adventures that we started and never finished. Some for better, other for worse, like ESO.
Oh yes.
So
Oh
yeah,
yes. The
that's that's about it.
The ESO journey was definitely one that you fucking despised. It was the question, wasn't it, that really just, you know,
Yeah,
ticked you off. It was just too
no,
much.
ESO just so really wasn't for me.
Yeah, it's for Bethesda fans, honestly. Like in terms of the Elder Scrolls franchise, like I enjoy my Elder Scrolls games, so I really enjoyed the questing, especially when I do it alone and I actually read it, and it's like, oh shit, there's actual storyline here. The stories weren't half bad. Some of them were just copy paste generic, but I don't know. The question on it is actually what's the term? Well, you either love it or you hate it, pretty much. So, and you fucking hate it. I fucking love it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah, that was a pretty decent intro to yourself. Before we jump further into broadcast, I'd like to also let everyone know that we'll be multi-streaming on Kick, YouTube, and Twitch every second Wednesday of the month at 8 p.m. CET. So feel free to pick your poison, and we do hope to see you multiple times in the future as well, following this episode. And yeah, I'd like to give a little bit of a background to Funky and I's journey from being strangers on a broken game to being, leading a guild together. Um, so, where do we begin with this, Funky, do you think?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
New World Fae, right? Start first 2 months, 3 months into the game. I think wait, did the first server transfer happen back then, or what happened?
It was
Because
it was just before, I think. It was just I think the merge was up and coming, and like I think you joined Talisman on fuck, what was this? Wonderland, right? No? Wasn't
no,
it
no, no.
was
You
it
guys were on
Wonderland?
Underland without me.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Right.
I started on Fae. With my small little group of some people that are currently in the guild, others are not, and basically got abandoned, just like yourself. Uh, Continued playing solo, and yeah, met you guys while I was looking for a guild.
Yeah, yeah. I fucking was it on Faye then when you was looking for that guild?
Yeah, it was on
Okay.
Fae.
Yeah. I do remember because that at that point in time I was I wasn't really leading a guild, I was just more of an officer. But it was led by Draki, I think, at that time.
Yeah,
Um
it still was, yeah.
yeah. And I remember when you first fucking joined in. I remember telling you this ages ago, but I don't think you remember. Um, basically, the first like week or two that I met you, I fucking hated you. I don't know if you remember that.
I mean that's not a difficult thing. Like I'm an easily hateable person.
Yeah. You was very confrontational, and you wouldn't you'd not argue, but you just be fucking annoying with your questions and replies. That I was just like, bro, I'm telling you this, just accept it. But then again, it did make me also question my choices and my leadership and what I was doing wrong, and it made me think in a different way. So eventually, over time, it was like, this is actually benefiting me. I shouldn't be mad. This guy's improving me. And then yeah, we just got on like a fucking house on fire after that. Many different guilds. Um, from you know what, you're Funky. Can you tell me, um, what would you say you enjoy most about our experiences on New World? Like, let's look at the positives, because next
Oh, New
episode
World.
might not be so fun. But yeah.
To be honest, definitely the people that I have met. The game was fun and everything, but just the overall community that we built from that game and overall people that we have met, that really has to be the highlight.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
Usually, if the game was functional and if the game was really good, that I don't think that would be the case. But here for New World, that was really one of my biggest highlights. Apart from again, Words and PvP, that was really fun here and there.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, the people and the community has to be the best part of New World for now, for me at least.
I absolutely agree, and the fact that they had 2K population servers, like, you were bound to see the same people and build that community as well. Like, I remember on Faye, everyone was talking to everyone. It was a organism. There were parts moving everywhere.
Yeah,
There were, of course, there are glaring problems and a power imbalance in terms of, you know, ownership of cities or whatever, but that still didn't impede on the general vibe that that server had. It was a very welcome community, like friendly and inviting, and you know, we kind of like fostered those relationships with other guilds and created memories. Like what
yeah.
happened with the war declaration that
Oh
one of
God, will we really have to go into that one?
I think we'll leave that one for a later date.
Yeah,
Maybe when we
I
talk
think that's a
about,
story for itself.
yeah, it absolutely is. It'll be a little hint for the long time viewers. But yeah, definitely community and the social aspects of New World were absolutely amazing. I think having low population servers and having everyone on uh the same shard, so to speak, is it definitely adds to the social experience a lot, and that's what a lot of MMOs are missing nowadays. It's very like, okay, do this, do that, solo, get your shit, but not
Yeah,
much of collaboration and having to, you know, speak to people and get to know them and just be open minded and not taking offense and all kinds of different aspects of just human socialization, which is very fucking ironic considering that we're inside on our PCs. But you know, it's how things go. Um, Another thing on the back of community as well, and with the war declaration thing I just mentioned, the politics.
oh
Um,
yeah.
the politics of New World were great. It was actually a thriving political stage, right? You
That
had,
was one of the interesting things
yeah.
that I had to see once I got into the leadership position in your world. How much people actually cared about our particular server and keeping it somewhat in balance when it
Mm.
came to power, when it came to distribution of territories, so on and so forth, and keeping players there playing even though the game wasn't that good, even though there was no updates and every update seemed to break something else, something new, and no,
Yeah,
like
no, you're
I
right. You're
mean,
absolutely right. It's just I laugh at it now. We were fucking screwing at the time, but you know, I have to
oh
laugh.
yeah, yeah. But just that whole aspect of everyone trying to kind of better each other and help each other, even though everyone was sweeping at the same time against each other, still providing that, well, I guess in a way, monetary support and political support of the server was great to see. Because I remember some bigger streamers and even bigger faces saying, "Hey, we will move from this server. We won't play here because we are getting outnumbered. Our people are not enjoying this. We're not having fun." And then next war, you would see 20 or 30 people from one of the better companies transfer to their guild and try to again
Try to,
revive
yeah,
that company more or
yeah,
less. Yeah.
yeah, multiple times as well. There was some
Yeah.
fucking vigilantes out there, weren't there, for real?
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely. And that was one thing that I never got to see in any other MMOs, and it was really, really interesting.
Nah, definitely, 100%. Those kind of experiences of goodwill, as opposed to the, you know, kind of toxic environment that every MMO player has been subject to at least some point in their lives, um, is a good change. It does give you hope for humanity for sure. Um, Whether or not I believe that it should be that way, like there should just be a corner that has these people who are able to literally turn the entire scale on its head. I think that's just you know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, but that should also be a problem for the game balancing team, not
Yes.
not for members inside of the community.
No.
As wholesome as it was a broken system that really
Hmm.
didn't work.
That allowed it to occur, and the other result of that goodwill is the malicious intent um, by bad actors, of course, that
Yeah,
will exploit that system and use it and take over the server and you know, start selling gold, whatever. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, it does have its pluses and its downsides depending on how the community take it. But again, the environment that was buggy and had so many problems is not the fault of the community. It's the fault of the providers. So yeah, going into something else that I really enjoy about about MMOs in general is I do enjoy a vibrant economy, right, where you can supply and demand, manipulate markets. I know it's not very ethical. I'm not gonna lie, it's not very. Shame on you buying everything, selling it for more, whatever.
No, no, no. I think that was fair play.
It's fair
Completely
play
fair play.
because the other person
Um,
can go ahead and do that as well. But once you get the ball
yeah,
rolling,
exactly.
the ball doesn't stop. Like earning hundreds of K on New World a day from me just literally sitting at the TP and just buying and relisting. Like
Well, yeah, but you have to look at it that way. You put in time to research what was selling, what people were selling for low amounts, what they were just
throwing, like yeah.
yeah, throwing away, and you sat there, researched that, took advantage of it, and that was completely fair.
Yeah,
Any
yeah,
other
yeah.
company could have done that. You didn't manipulate the market as of buying everything out and then selling it for 10 times more.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's it's not a thing that weighs on my mind ethically, but it can be perceived as such because you kind of are exploiting not necessarily the people who just throw their shit on the market and whatnot, but more on the whole
Newbies, I guess.
well newbies kind of, but also people who just don't understand that UI in particular. It's going off their unknowingness of how it works and stuff because the UI was very
Yeah.
hard to grasp, like it wasn't intuitive, and it would often show the wrong things as well, so people didn't actually know the prices. But of course, like you said, I
Mm-hmm.
sat there for fucking 8 hours a day, um so I was able to figure all that shit out and just fucking um oh, buy orders as well. Actually, buy
Yeah,
orders is
buy
a big
orders and
thing.
sell orders were great. I remember the revelation that I had when you told me to sell all of my gear perks and weapon perks for crafting because I had no idea what those did. Um, Back when we first met, I was just kind of buying gear, void. What was it? Void stone gear or something along the void band. That was the one. Void
Oh yeah,
band gear
yeah.
was by far the best then,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. Holy shit.
that's when people started getting into crafting, into researching for PvP gear, so on and so forth. And one day you literally came to me and was like, "Yo, share screen, show me what you have in your bank." And there was me with a full bank of literally um those gear. There weren't gear pieces, but there were
Is
definitely gear perks.
it was it I don't know, like Stonecutter's hat or some shit like that? The
I
professional
don't
gear.
remember. I remember selling 350k worth of
Oh wait, no, no, no. You mean like a biz
gear
item,
perks.
like a biz item that you had and you didn't know it was biz, or
No, no,
like
no, no, no,
pre-biz?
no, no.
No,
Just perks to the gear. The ones that you use for crafting. You remember?
the one that you used for crafting.
Um,
It's been so long. We haven't played like in a year, if or 2 years
um,
nearly.
it was one of them was the ironwood thingy that sold for like 17, 18k for how do you call it? For whirlwind for
Oh, the
the
charms,
axe.
the
Yeah, the
charms.
charms. Yeah,
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, bro,
I
that
was
had to
saving
bring me
all of them,
back.
and I had no idea.
Which ones were which? Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
like,
which
holy
ones were
shit, you
which
got
and
one
how
that's
much.
18k and 50k and shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Oh my god, that's just bring me back.
there was literally 300 of them, and for people to go through all of them, you would need hours,
Yeah, literally. But I was
let
just
alone
there
to
and like,
understand what they do.
yeah, I was there like, oh, is it Star Metal Musket or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck it
yeah, yeah.
was? And I was like, yeah, 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 that's 10k. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I fucked that market so much as well. Like that was my main market. Oh my god. Buying out all this like star metal fucking or whatever it was, whatever metal it was, the specific perk for the specific biz roll. Buying all those out and just putting them up for dumb prices. That actually worked. Like
Yeah.
it was people selling them five gold, 5 gold. Okay, so the whole listing is around what, 10k gold investment. Fuck it, buy all that shit out, put them up there for double the price. Suddenly I just made fucking 20k. It's great, especially
Yeah,
for
without a problem.
what.
No, I said without a problem.
Oh, without a
Like,
problem. I thought you said you had a problem.
just overnight.
Oh, by the way, thank you for the follow, Baroga, Flack and Koi, and Ariv. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey.
Yeah, man, it was so profitable. It was insanely profitable. I can't believe it actually was working as well, because I did it on a whim. My usual way of making the money would be through alchemy ingredients, because I know that it was around the time mutations were still kind of fresh and people didn't really want to risk like failing an M10 or whatever because they weren't fast enough.
Yeah.
So they would buy the like resistance pots and shit, make a bank off of that, and we supplied a whole guild as well. That was pretty nice.
Yep.
That was very good as well.
Also, selling mutation 10s in the early days was very, very profitable.
Oh,
People
yeah,
were
absolutely.
literally dropping 10, 15Ks for a mutation 10 run.
Yeah. As soon as you're able to get 65 and fucking run those over and over again. Not even 65, you could probably do 620. But yeah, running through...
No, you needed 64 at least.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, because I had a requirement, right?
It wasn't a requirement, but the damage scaled based on of your gear. It wasn't based off your it wasn't based off your skill, which was one of the things that we fucking hated.
Right, yeah.
Not sure if you remember where we would literally speedrun Genesis like M7 with 3 gear score less, and then we go M8 and they absolutely destroy us. Just because of the gear requirement.
Yeah. I do vaguely remember that. See, my memory's so cloudy because of how fucking long it's been.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I hated about New World.
Yeah, we could definitely.
Well, at least when it came to dungeons.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll probably have a whole. To be honest, we could have a whole segment on fucking New World.
I really don't want to do that.
If we're gonna have to go there one day, we'll let it. You know what?
That.
We'll let it live. It's let it live, Lamol. That's fucking ironic. We'll leave it be, and come back to it much later. But it's something I definitely want to have a whole topic on from start to finish. Like the Windows screen fucking shaking glitch, everything. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Onto
should be a conversation for the rest of the guild as well, for the people that were there, not gonna lie.
Yeah, we could bring guests on, like people who've experienced the shit. Like, I don't know, probably our old guild master, maybe. He could come on and have a little.
Oh yeah, Draki.
Yeah.
Draki Koi, definitely.
That would be fucking beautiful.
We have other people that played thousands of hours as well in our current guild, so
yeah,
that would be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, get too familiar and too unfamiliar. We'll see. Onto a different topic though. Another reason why I really enjoy just talking about MMOs, doing MMO things, is really nostalgia. Like, a lot of it is nostalgia. Like, I remember that feeling of warmth when I was 6 years old and I was mining at the iron ores in Lumbridge Swamp, and I don't know, there was no responsibility, and I probably sound sad, but
talk about a reason.
But yeah,
that was one hell of an interesting childhood you had there.
I know, right? Riveting, like literally, it's excitement abound. Nah, man, I remember when I get my first dragon longsword, man. I felt on top of the world. My mum used to do my quests for me as well. She used to, every time I make a new account. No, I'm not even joking. My mum used to do my quests for me, free to play quests, and complete the whole thing for me every time I made a new account, right? And soon I wasn't allowed to make any more accounts because obviously it took her like a good day or two to be able to get through them. But yeah, she then donate me some money and I go on my way getting scammed and and generally being a nuisance in the chat. But I remember talking to people, right? I'll be like on an fishing and drainer and I'll be having a full-on conversation with them. And then they say, how old are you? And I say like 6. And they say, and they're like, ha, funny. And I'm just like, no, bro, I'm 6. I swear to God. Some like 20-year-old guy out there was talking to a 6-year-old. He had no fucking clue. It's funny to think about, really, honestly.
But those were the times of early internet, where
exactly.
everyone was kind of welcome into the community.
Oh yeah, welcome in. No one really.
Pretty much everything.
They would treat you as if you were in front of them. You know, they wouldn't change that. My dad, on the other hand, no, he's a menace. As soon as he got access to the internet, he was trolling on forums. Probably that's where I come from, so it kind of explains a lot. But yeah, in general, the community would treat you as if you were face to face. They wouldn't, try and like harm you in a malicious way. There were some bad actors, my dad, but generally speaking, it was all right. And there was that warm feeling that I yearn for, definitely, and especially and also like achieving something as well. Because when I got to like I don't know 20 mining, I was able to wear an iron pick. I'm like, yeah, progress. I've accomplished this within this, and now I can go do this. That's what I really enjoy with MMOs in
I
general.
hope that we will get back that sense of progression when it comes to stuff like that, because I mean we're definitely not getting back the sense of real internet, as that
No,
is
no, no,
not gonna happen.
it's not gonna happen. Of course not.
But at least the sense of progression when it comes to, well, MMOs and games in general. Like New World didn't have it that bad.
I
It
mean,
was kind of
yeah,
nice to reach a certain level
it
and mine a
was
certain material, use a certain pickaxe.
it was rewarding, but I don't know if that's because it took you a fucking eon to get to wherever you need to be. Both in leveling and the crafting, especially on launch, because there was a
Yeah,
lot
on
of
launch it was
fucked.
it was something else.
It was fucked. Like I spend 2 weeks getting my mining to 200. Like, these times I'm playing at work. Because it was COVID times, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah, they
And
were.
I was working from home, and I was good at my job, so all my job was done, and then I'll just play New World for 12 hours, literally every day. So yeah, that sounds about right when I say it's fucked
Healthy?
up. No, 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 not at all, not at all. I do not endorse that lifestyle. I was left beaten, but but yeah, the point is, those 2 weeks that I spent mining for 12 hours a day. Imagine if you was not as of of a degenerate than me, you'd be struggling. You'd be there for fucking what, months? Question mark. Like,
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't mind it though. That's the thing that should
right. We won't go too much into that. We could definitely
Yeah,
discuss
okay,
that one.
okay. I won't.
Yes,
But
yes,
I
yes.
wish that more games had meaningful leveling. Well, New World didn't have meaningful leveling. Let's get that out of the way. The quest was fucking bullshit. Storytelling and story was non-existent. But the you of finally reaching level, I don't know, 20, 30 was there. It was definitely like, fuck yes. It took me 3 days to get 5 levels. Like that was definitely there. Everything else was lacking. But the
Yeah.
time that it took to level was, in my opinion, good. And it
Fair,
would be even better if the quests were good. Sadly,
fair.
they were just delivery
Copy
quests,
paste.
yeah, and
Yeah,
kill quests.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
copy pasted.
It wasn't a great leveling experience overall, but I can see what you're saying
Yeah.
with the progression and actually taking some time to achieve something. A lot of MMOs
You know what? When it
do
comes to
miss out.
progression,
Yeah.
what do you think of games that don't have leveling? When it comes to them, for example, Albion. That's one of the games where you do not level your character, but you do level your certain
Mm,
weapons that you want to use. Do you think that's a good way to design an MMO and to go about those type of things? I guess like
that is a great question. Um, it's hard. It depends on preference, doesn't it? Overall, it depends on preference. I would prefer leveling and seeing my character level as opposed to weapons. I believe it's more visually and aesthetically pleasing. But apart from that, I do not have a problem with weapon skills as a thing. But I do like having the actual body that I'm looking at improve, but purely
right.
through autism. But don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
that's the old World of Warcraft. Get shoulder pads at level 26 type of thing.
Yeah. That kind of thing. Absolutely. Um, but with Albion, it's like you don't really get that. You get a man and you put some armor on him and he dies many times if it's Lam playing. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
and if you're lucky, you do not lose your gear.
yeah.
If you're very, very
If
lucky, you do not lose your gear.
yeah, like very fucking lucky, yeah. But yeah, another thing that I like to mention as well is the role that I take within MMOs largely shapes how I enjoy it, and I fucking love being a healer, right? Mainly because of the respect and appreciation. Like as you were a healer, right? Everyone's relying on you, so everyone's nice to you. You kind of go into a social situation where you have a already acquired some level of uh respect,
Respect, I guess.
and yeah, respect. I was trying to find a more better word for it, but it definitely is respect. And of course when they die and you do not fulfill your role, then they will be very upset. But it's like, you know, the yin and the yang. Like if I'm gonna come in and have this kind of nicety applied to me and responsibility placed on me as well, then if I do not, you know, fulfill that, then yeah, throw me to the dogs kind of thing. Um,
There were definitely times when you didn't kill me on purpose.
yeah, yeah, that 100%. No, 100%. Like you will say something that'll piss me off, and I'll be like, "Yep, that's your healing license revoked." Absolutely, don't care if you're tank. Cool, he'll be alright. He'll probably stand in the sacred ground and drop on Sanel.
I did struggle to get into those, but you never knew if it was ours or enemies.
Oh yeah, is that still a thing in 2024? Is that still a
Uh,
thing?
I do not think it is. I think they finally fixed it after 3 years in development.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
Took him a bit.
Yeah. Standing ovation for the AGS development team. Love that. Um, cool. Yeah. I don't really have much else to bring up for this first episode of Well, I say it's not really the first, is it? It's episode 0, so it's just introductions. As you could tell, um, we're gonna be talking about a lot of things and just bouncing off each other in regards to these topics. We are definitely gonna have guests on here as well in the near future. It's gonna be basically an open forum, more or less, for our guild to hop in and schedule whenever they are available on the days that we stream and have input. For the next topic of conversation, we will be going over MMO problems, which is why I wanted all this to be kind of positive, what we enjoy about MMOs, but we ended up bashing New World anyway. So
Well, I mean, we just kind of dance around it.
it is, isn't it?
Before we end, I would like to ask you one. Well, the answer to that question could be controversial depending on which side you were on.
Right.
But which New World vibe did you enjoy more? Did you enjoy more the first run of New World or the second one with the fresh start servers and stuff like that and the guild and yada yada
Yeah.
yada?
Okay, that is a very good question. Right. It's very
I'm
hard to
just
answer that.
interested to see.
That is so hard to answer because I enjoyed both. I enjoyed both, but
Okay, I get with that.
I don't know which one I enjoyed more. Okay, because I
Right.
enjoyed. No. To be honest, if I was being honest, it has to be the fresh start. Mainly because I was actually
Okay.
enjoying myself during it. When I look back
Yeah.
and think about the things that happened when we were, you know, the underdogs of the server, and
No, man, you were standing on the TP the whole day. There was no gameplay from you.
bro, I was fun. Well, I mean, I was funding you guys. Okay, I enjoyed the marketplace and the fresh start. Okay, I shut up. Anyway, when I look back on the times where we was like an underdog guild and we was just, you know, getting to know each other and building on what we had already in terms of community or whatever, um, there's a lot of times where I was very pissed off. There was a lot of times where I was very stressed out, where I was very anxious, where I was thinking like the server fucking hates us. What are we gonna do? We'll be blacklisted for fucking everything. So I enjoyed the fresh start a lot more because it was less of a intense experience compared to when it was like on release and everything with all the bugs and the broken shit. I would say
Yeah,
the fresh
true.
start, it worked. It was fun. Well, it worked. It worked, Amazon. I said it. It was semi-functional. Okay, try try not to fucking insult AGS. Literally impossible. Like
Yeah, no, it's kind of a meme at this point.
I'm struggling
Uh,
to just be nice. I'm really nice,
yeah, I
guys. I
mean,
promise. Like for real.
it's really hard when you think back on how much they fucked that game and other game that they released, which we should not name.
Mm,
But hey, yeah, it will be good. The third game that they released will definitely go well. Um,
surely,
we rage.
surely. Um, but yeah. If there's nothing else you'd like to bring up, Funky, I'd like to wrap this up. Um,
No, that's
nice.
good enough for me.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you to everyone who has followed and has watched us bumble on through this episode 1, introducing the MMO podcast, Those Who Cope. Very aptly named, shall I say. I'd like to reiterate that our podcast schedule is every second Wednesday at 8 p.m. CET. We will be bringing guests occasionally, and we really hope to see you guys in the future. Thank you for following, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye bye.